Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Looks by Nahima, and I am Nahima. As some of you may already know, I am in college. I actually just started college this summer at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in Los Angeles. I have a little bit of an untraditional college experience so far, as I am in my freshman year, but I did start college way earlier than most people do. Some people might not know FIDM is on a rolling quarter system, so the school is like almost never closed. I ended up starting in the summer quarter, which was at the beginning of July. I'm actually almost done with my first quarter of school now, as a lot of people are starting with their first quarter of school. So I think I can provide a little bit more of a unique perspective on what you guys need for back to school, what to expect when you come to college. Basically a full-blown list of things that I didn't necessarily know I needed, but things that I wish somebody would have reminded me basically before I came here. And some of them might seem more obvious than others, but nevertheless, this can be your video to refer back to when you're doing your school shopping. And even if you're still just starting college, it's never too late to pick up these things, because not only is it important, but they're necessary and they can keep you safe. So I'm not gonna ramble anymore. I'm gonna jump right into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay guys, so I have this list categorized in a couple of different categories. They're not necessarily in any particular order, just in the basis of those categories. Like I said before, I'll leave them down below just so you guys can follow along with me. I think one of the most important things that might be obvious, but people sometimes really do forget, is to bring pepper spray, or just any way to protect yourself if worst comes to worst. I know that going to school in Los Angeles, having pepper spray with me helps me feel really, really safe. So it's not only for people who are going to school in a big city or just like a new place in general. Any college campus, as we know, is a place where bad things sometimes can happen. And just anywhere in life is an opportunity for a bad thing to happen. And this kind of transitions to my other point. I think another good way of protecting yourself is self-defense courses. I know a lot of college campuses provide them for free. Even before you go to college, think about registering for a self-defense course. A lot of them are just one-time courses. You don't have to go to the whole thing. Just a couple tricks that might come useful to you guys in the future. And just don't look at it as like a waste of time or something that's optional. I definitely think this can be the difference between something really, really bad happening to you or an opportunity where you look fucking badass. So I'm just letting you know. Okay, so on to the next point. Again, a little bit more obvious, but just in case you guys need a reminder, I'm not going to go super into detail with this category because it is school supplies, and everybody has their own way they like to organize their things, as well as their own way that they know they study the best. Obviously, you guys are going to need binders, pencils, folders, pens, pencils, yada, yada, yada. But here are some a little bit more specific things. I definitely recommend getting a planner or a calendar where you keep your stuff organized. So deadlines, homework assignments, events happening on campus, birthdays. I know it's really, really easy to forget things in a new environment. I know I have. So just by having maybe a calendar you put up on your wall so you can see it every day when you wake up and every night when you go to sleep, or you have a planner that you carry with you to class, so you can, every time you have an invite, you can just jot it down. I know FIDM gave us planners, and it was really awesome because in the back of it, they had a whole section where you can do networking. Basically, it's a huge thing at a fashion school, is to network. And basically, when we were doing our orientation, we would meet new people, but then we were like, write down your name, can you write down your Instagram, your phone number, your major, stuff like that. And you have a nice place to refer back to as your contact list. So I would say it could be anywhere from a regular planner you get for $1 or a more elaborate planner that allows you to have more space to write and more things to plan. And there's even fun ones where you can do doodling. I would just say get whatever works for you. You can even do both a calendar and a planner, but I would say that's a very, very important thing is to stay organized in college, because it's really, really easy to lose track of things. I also transitioned to another point, is organizers for everything. When I was doing my back to school shopping, I just bought one organizer I would use for school supplies and one organizer to organize my makeup. But then after I actually arrived here, I ended up having to buy an even bigger organizer because I just had so many things. Because keep in mind, as you're going to school, you're going to have your textbooks now, you're going to have extra school supplies you have to carry around. You're just going to have more things than you even came with that you have bought. So it's really, really a good idea to think, pre-plan about everything you might buy and everything you might need. You know your major, you probably already have a list of supplies you need and textbooks, and you just go through it in your head and make sure you're picking a good size organizer, and also make sure you're abiding by your dorm rules. I'm in student housing right now, and I know a big thing that they don't allow is furniture, but they don't consider like plastic organizers furniture. So it was really awesome because I was able to go to the store and I found this really, really nice cute matching set of 3 different sized organizers. So I'm using one for my art supplies, one for my school supplies and documents, and the other one for my makeup, as I said before. So just make sure you guys have organizers for everything, and it'll make your life so much easier. So on to the next category is actually clothing. I don't know if it seems obvious or not, but obviously I'm going to a fashion school, so I'm going to talk about clothing. Just basically, the biggest point I have for you guys with clothing is to condense your wardrobe. I know when I came here, I think I brought way too many things and I almost didn't know where to put it. Luckily, I was able to finesse and really get my organizing skills upgraded, and I was able to fit everything. But honestly, I wish I hadn't brought this many things. So I would just say, don't pack last minute like me. Go over your wardrobe, really say, have I not worn this in years? I don't need this, you know? And just bring the things that you actually know you wear. Think about different scenarios of what you might be doing at school, and just don't be bringing any fluff that you don't think you're gonna need. A little bit more specific with the clothing is I would definitely consider getting workout gear, because a lot of your dorms will have gyms connected to them, so you won't have to go anywhere else to do your working out, especially since moving to a new environment can lead a lot of people to gain weight. There can be like a lot of influx, so it'll be really important to stay active. So just prepare in your mind that you will probably be going to the gym a couple times. If not, you probably already know if you're really into the gym, but just make sure you have a couple of different options. And I know for me, going to LA, you definitely know a lot of swimwear. So just keep in mind of where you're going. A lot of dorms have pools for people to use. You're gonna have pool parties. You just want to be ready for any situation that you guys enter. Something I didn't necessarily plan is that you're gonna need a lot of loungewear, because a lot of the times you're just gonna be lounging around your dorm, lounging around your complex, and you might necessarily not want to wear like a full-on outfit to go out. You just want to be comfortable. So just be sure you are preparing loungewear, because I know I didn't think about it and I had to buy some things when I came out here. So before you throw out all those clothes that you might not wear out, but they're still nice enough to wear around people, think about using them from loungewear. Also, another category, and your parents might like this, but you are going to college, so you will be going to parties, you might be clubbing, so be sure you bring your stuff. Like if you guys wear dresses, make sure you're bringing heels, appropriate attire for those occasions, because don't be surprised when you will be going there. And now that you guys don't have your parents around to do things for you, one thing, if you're not already doing, is your laundry. So make sure you bring stuff to do your laundry baskets, a little bit of a portable carrier. That's what I have, that has like my detergent, my fabric softener, my bleach, and my dryer sheets and stuff like that. Just make sure, and that's another good way to stay organized. You have a place to put your laundry, and it's easy to transport, because a lot of the times you're not going to have a washer and a dryer in your unit. So make sure you are bringing things that are portable, that are easy to transport. Luckily, since my student housing is an apartment style, we have bathrooms in our unit, but sometimes in dorm room styles, everyone on that floor is sharing the same bathroom. So make sure you guys are also bringing like shower like supplies, like a little like cubby box thing where you have like your shampoo, your soap, all that kind of stuff, your loofah. I don't know what you guys use, but just make sure you have like a carrier to be able to carry that. And also, if that is your situation, please make sure you bring a lock and keep eyes on your things, because I know we all like to think everybody is nice and pure and cute and whatever, but people will steal your stuff if they have the opportunity to. If you leave your phone out, you leave your laptop out, people will steal your stuff. And it can be from something from like an $1,000 laptop all the way down to your brand new cute set of washcloths. People will take your stuff, so make sure you're keeping an eye on them. Make sure you're bringing a lock if that's the situation that you guys have. Just don't leave it up to chance. Just always keep your stuff safe. Okay, so on to the next category is electronics. This one might seem a little bit obvious. So I know, like, for me, I didn't have a laptop for a very long time, and that was something that almost a little bit held me back in high school. So I definitely wanted to make sure I didn't have that same crutch in college. So I made sure I got a laptop. And make sure when you are going to get a laptop, try to get something that has all the features that you're gonna need. You might not need a MacBook. I know a lot of people really like them. I don't have a MacBook. I have an HP and I love it. It's working perfectly. So just go with what you guys think you're gonna need. You can get all the bells and whistles, but just so you know, laptops do break, and you might, throughout the course of your college, have to buy 2 or 3. So just be sure you are well aware of that. Your laptop might not last you years and years and years. In my school, we were lucky enough, they gave us a free subscription to all the Adobe features. So now I have Adobe Premiere for being able to edit videos like this, and I have Photoshop to be able to do my thumbnails. I have Illustrator, which I'm going to need later on, drawing classes and making flats. So just keep in mind what your school offers, and so you don't preemptively buy them. So just be sure you're coming here, brand new laptop, you have your antivirus, you have all your chargers and everything, and see what the school offers. And if that's something that you might need down the line, ask them, is that something that they're going to provide us in the future? Some more electronic things that you're gonna need, and I might not go through these that much because it's kind of obvious. So one thing is definitely a portable charger, maybe something with multiple outlets, so that if you have more than one electronic to charge at a time, you can. Okay, so one thing I didn't necessarily expect to buy when I was down here was extension cords. So in your unit, you might not know exactly where your outlets are, or if they're near your bed in a good area for you to charge electronics at night or just in general. And mine was like all the way on the other side of my bed. It wasn't a good place to be able to charge your phone. Your cord would just get messed up. Don't buy one preemptively. I would suggest getting one when you come down. Another obvious thing is to get earphones. Maybe you can get some backups. Just keep in mind, you don't want to just be openly listening to like your YouTube videos, your music in your room, because a lot of times you will be sharing with other people and they're doing their own thing. So just be respectful of your roommates and have earphones. On to some more official documentation that I actually forgot to bring with me and is almost the main inspiration for this video. So if you guys are coming, especially far from where you live, your hometown, it's very important for you guys to have some of your official documents, so that if you're planning to get a job, you can, or if your school needed some backup information, you have just in case with you. So you might not need the exact official copy, but a lot of times you might do. You might have to. So make sure your parents are ordering you new things so that they can have a copy as well, but you can also have an official copy. So some of these things include, and are not necessarily limited to, but especially a social security card. Regardless of what you might think, if you're getting a job, you need your social security card. And when I was trying to get a job down here, it was a big fiasco, so I ended up having to order a new one. So make sure you have your social security card. Make sure you keep it in a discreet location. Don't share your thing with anybody. You guys already know this, you're going to college, you're smart. Just don't share it with anybody. Keep it in a discreet location. Don't carry it in your wallet or any of that kind of stuff. and you guys will be good. But just make sure you have a copy with you if you're planning on getting a job. Other documentation might be your birth certificate, your driver's license, or if you don't have a driver's license, make sure you're getting a state ID card, because they need an official form of something to be able to identify yourself by. And you might have a passport, but I would not recommend bringing your passport everywhere with you. That's very dangerous. So I would just get, if you don't have a driver's license, get a state ID card, and that is a way safer way to be able to identify yourself. Okay, so on to some kitchen stuff. I know in my unit I have a kitchen, so it's an apartment style obviously, so there's one room, there's another room, and there's a kitchen. So you guys are gonna, like, you might possibly need to be making your own meals. So just make sure you're bringing like dishes, pots and pans, utensils, and cups and stuff like that you guys might think you need. Just start thinking ahead of the stuff that you might make, and therefore what you might need. You might need cutting boards, stuff like that. Make sure you're looking up some recipes of things you like. Learn how to cook from your parents before you leave. That can be very, very important. And just be open to trying stuff new and being creative with what you have, because the #1 eater of your money when you come down here is food. Food takes up all your money, and you might be like, oh, I only eat like 1 meal a day. 1, that's unhealthy. Don't do it. I used to do that. But 2, it's just like, even if you're just eating 1 meal a day, if you're going out to eat every day, what's like $10-12 that you could have not spent that day and just instead gotten groceries that can give you multiple meals. Just keep in mind of that. Even if you have a bunch of money to blow, I would just say you're in college, you have student loans possibly, or your parents are paying it, you might not want them to pay all of it. Just keep in mind money, because college is expensive. So now I also wanted to include some lifestyle things. Be open to stepping outside of your box. You're gonna be in a new environment. This is new to you. You might not know anybody here. A lot of people that I know do have friends going to their college, but they might not be in your classes. This is your time to shine and make new friends. Be sure you're not shutting anybody out from the opportunity to be your friend. You don't want to be that person being rude to someone unnecessarily. You're just coming here to meet new people, and you never know where that person is going to be in years. Like, that's something they definitely stress to us at FITM. Don't close your mind off to being friends with anybody or networking with anybody. That person that you were like, oh, I'm not going to talk to, in 10 years they're the next Mark Zuckerberg. I think you wish you would have been nice to them and been their friend. So don't think so high and mighty of yourself not to be friends with somebody. Just always be nice to somebody. That's just something you should have learned in life, but if not, I'll tell you right now. And just be open and trying new things. You just don't want to be that person coming to college closed off and being like, oh no, I don't do this, oh no, I don't try this, all that kind of stuff. But make sure you're also staying true to yourself, staying true to your morals and what you believe right and wrong is, because the #1 thing that definitely happens in college is peer pressure. So just be open to knowing that that is something that happens a lot, and you've probably already encountered it in your life already. Be sure of yourself and know you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Don't let anything also hold you back if you want to do something. So it's kind of like a double whammy, but you'll just know when it's wrong and you'll know when it's right. And then like, this also leads to my next point. Have fun, but don't compromise who you are, and don't let anybody try to compromise who you are. You know you better than anybody else, and keep in mind these are new people. They might try to push you, but it might not be malicious, or they might really try to push you out of being who you are, and it is malicious. So just be aware of these kinds of people. And if you don't want that around you, guess what? Everyone is new. You don't necessarily need that around you. And another big point is be okay with being away from your family. So maybe bring some pictures of your family and all that kind of stuff. But with pictures, I definitely don't recommend bringing a lot of pictures, because there's things that might happen that are out of our control, and it would suck to have brought all your baby pictures, all your family pictures here with you, and have like a bad thing happen and they're gone. So just be sure you're making photocopies of pictures, bringing those, or just bringing a select few amount of pictures. But those are nice things to look through. Obviously we have our phones, so we can look at pictures of our family all the time, call them, keep in contact. You're not there every day anymore, so that you will be having like a really nice online relationship with your family now, Skyping, teaching your parents how to Skype, your grandparents how to Skype, and all that kind of stuff. So just be okay with being away from them. It's a new time in your life. You're an adult now. You need to have independence, but it's totally fine to miss your family. Even I'm getting a little bit homesick, and I thought that was impossible. Last point, kind of already said this, but be open to meeting new people and making new friends with literally anyone. And I already spoke on why, but just with literally anyone. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys will find any of my tips or tricks useful. If you guys have started college and you maybe have been here longer than I have been, please leave that any advice you guys might have down the line down below. I know it'll be very, very helpful to a lot of people. It'll be helpful for me, so please leave anything that you guys think we might need, or just advice on what to get prepared for in college down below. So I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to watch some of my other videos. I might have them pop up on the screen, and also be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video and share it with all your friends. That really, really helps me. And if you guys have any advice on future videos down below, like I can do a video on the FITM experience if you guys are more interested in that, how it's like to be in fashion school, or how it is living in LA, because a lot of those things are very, very different. So if you guys are just interested in learning more about that, I don't mind making videos about that as well. So just let me know down below, and again, share this with your friends. Thank you guys so much for coming. Bye.